The modern world is a beautifully chaotic symphony. We wander through crowded streets surrounded by millions of faces, yet the human soul has never felt more profoundly isolated. For a rare group of individuals, this sense of isolation is not just a fleeting emotion, but a lifelong companion. They are the quiet observers, the intuitive feelers, the ones who navigate life with a heart completely open yet fiercely guarded. If you possess this unique combination of deep introversion, profound intuition, and a judging, empathetic spirit, you know exactly what it means to feel like a stranger in your own homeland. You are an architect of dreams, constantly searching for a sanctuary where your soul can finally rest. Finding a true companion, a genuine soulmate, is a journey fraught with invisible mountains and silent storms. Today, we invite you to journey with us into the quiet depths of this beautiful, misunderstood mind. We will explore the hidden struggles of finding true love, and perhaps along the way, you will discover that your solitary path is actually a magnificent preparation for a love that transcends the ordinary. May grace and profound peace be with you as we begin this exploration of the heart. The first great invisible mountain is the absolute refusal to settle for a shallow existence. In a culture that often celebrates instant gratification and fleeting encounters, this rare personality type seeks a depth that frightens most people. They are not looking for someone to merely share a dinner table with, or someone who simply looks good on paper. They are searching for an emotional and spiritual anchor. In traditional Korean culture, there is a profound concept known as jeong. It is an invisible, unbreakable thread of deep affection, loyalty, and spiritual connection that weaves two souls together over time. This is exactly what the intuitive introvert is desperately searching for. They crave a jeong that goes beyond physical attraction. They want a partner who can bravely explore the darkest corners of their mind, someone who will not run away when the conversation turns from the weather to the meaning of existence. They want someone who can gently coax out their hidden romantic idealism. Because they allow very few people into their inner sanctuary, they absolutely will not compromise. They would rather walk alone in the freezing winter than share their warmth with someone who only loves them on the surface. Yet this desperate longing for deep connection is often paralyzed by an overwhelming fear of becoming a burden. This is the second struggle. To the outside world, their hesitation to make the first move might look like arrogance or disinterest. But beneath the surface, it is a delicate dance of extreme sensitivity. They possess an exquisite emotional radar. Much like the Korean concept of nunchi, the subtle art of reading the emotional atmosphere of a room. Because they are so hyper-aware of how their actions might impact others, they hesitate. They will stare at a phone screen, writing and rewriting a simple greeting, only to delete it completely. They convince themselves that sending a text or asking for a coffee date might interrupt the other person's day. They value their own peaceful solitude so highly that they project this need onto everyone else. They wait, silently praying that the other person will have the courage to bridge the gap. They long to be wanted, to be pursued, to feel that their presence is an absolute gift rather than an imposition. But waiting in the silence often means watching potential love walk right out the door. When someone finally does approach, the third struggle emerges, the search for a shared unspoken language. It is incredibly exhausting to constantly translate your soul for someone who only speaks the language of the mundane. These intuitive souls are masters of the abstract. They speak the language of philosophy, of hidden meanings, of spiritual intimacy and quiet poetry. They desperately need a partner who can speak this language, or, at the very least, someone who is willing to learn it. Imagine two people standing on opposite sides of a vast, misty river. The introvert knows they cannot expect their partner to instantly cross the rushing water, but they are looking for the absolute willingness to build a bridge. When they see a potential partner trying to understand their complex emotions, trying to decode their silence, it is the most beautiful declaration of love they can imagine. Effort is their ultimate love language. If someone is willing to meet them halfway in the field of emotional vulnerability, it signals a green light for their heavily guarded heart to finally open. This leads us to the fourth barrier, the absolute inability to engage in casual romance. For this personality type, love is never a game, and hearts are never toys to be played with and discarded. Engaging in a short fling or a temporary situationship feels fundamentally wrong to their spirit. It feels like building a house on sand, knowing the tide will wash it away tomorrow. When they decide to love, they fall deeply, completely, and without reservation. They dive headfirst into the profound depths of the ocean, while most people are just trying to get their feet wet at the shore. They question the very purpose of investing time, tears, and energy into a connection that has an expiration date. They want permanence. They want a love story that endures the tests of time, much like a resilient flower blooming in the harshest conditions. Because they give 100% of their soul right from the beginning, the sheer thought of a casual breakup is utterly terrifying. It is this intense, all-or-nothing devotion that often scares away those who are only looking for a temporary escape from loneliness. Perhaps the most fascinating, yet isolating, trait of this personality is their prophetic intuition. This is the fifth struggle. They possess an uncanny ability to read a person's true intentions within moments of meeting them. It is as if they have a built-in lie detector that picks up on the slightest shift in tone, a micro-expression, or a mismatch between words and actions. In the modern dating world, where people hide behind perfectly curated online profiles and superficial blind dates, this intuition is both a divine shield and a heavy curse. Long before a relationship even has the chance to blossom, their internal alarm bells might start ringing. They will sense that something is off, that a smile is not genuine, or that a promise is empty, because they trust their gut feelings above all worldly evidence. They will frequently walk away from situations that look perfectly fine to everyone else. While this incredible foresight saves them from countless disasters, it also means they might accidentally discard a genuinely nervous but good-hearted person. They analyze the future so intensely that they sometimes forget to experience the present. Even if they find someone who passes the test of intuition, the sixth mountain appears: the absolute necessity of solitude. For these individuals, spending time alone is not a luxury, it is a matter of psychological survival. Their mind is like a traditional Korean hanok, beautifully structured, peaceful, with a quiet inner courtyard. In the chaos of the world, they absorb the emotions of everyone around them, draining their spiritual battery completely. Coming home to an empty room is how they recharge, how they process their deep thoughts, and how they find peace. The terrifying prospect of a serious relationship is the fear of losing this sacred sanctuary. They desperately want to share their life, but they panic at the thought of having to share every single waking second. Society often paints a romantic relationship as two people completely merged, never apart. This suffocates the intuitive introvert. They need a partner who understands that when they ask for space, it is not a rejection of love. It is simply a retreat into their quiet courtyard to gather the strength to love their partner even better tomorrow. Sadly, their boundless empathy often attracts the very people who will drain them dry. This seventh struggle is the most painful of all. Because they are natural healers, deeply compassionate, and endlessly patient, they become prime targets for individuals with manipulative, selfish, or toxic traits. When the intuitive soul sees a broken person, their first instinct is not to run away, but to stay and heal them. They pour all of their golden energy into a bottomless well. And because they do not easily stand up for themselves, fearing conflict and disharmony, they endure the pain much longer than they should. When the relationship finally collapses, it leaves behind a profound sense of sorrow. In Korean culture, there is a deep inherited emotion known as Han, a profound sorrow born from injustice and unfulfilled hope. The heartbreak they experience is a deeply personal Han. It shatters their trust in humanity. Rebuilding their capacity to trust again requires an immense, almost miraculous amount of time and grace. They build their walls higher, making it infinitely harder for the next genuinely good person to reach them. Yet the human spirit is remarkably resilient. Just as a nation completely devastated by war can rise from the ashes to create a miraculous, thriving future, the shattered heart of the introvert can heal. This brings us to the final, and perhaps most crucial, truth of their journey. They need time. An extraordinary amount of time to make themselves at home in someone else's presence. Every genuine, intuitive introvert will admit that they are terrible at first dates. They will sit quietly, giving polite, brief answers, completely hiding their vibrant, funny, and passionate inner world. They do this because they are fiercely protective of their vulnerability. They need to observe, to test the waters, to ensure that the environment is safe before they bloom. Many impatient lovers will misinterpret this slow opening as boredom or coldness, and they will walk away right before the magic happens. But the one who is meant to stay, the true soulmate, will have the quiet patience to wait through the winter, knowing that the spring is coming. If you are the one walking this solitary path, please know that your deeply guarded heart is not a flaw. Your desire for a love that connects mind, body, and spirit is a beautiful, sacred calling. The modern dating landscape may feel entirely mismatched to your soul, but your standards are high for a reason. You are not seeking a simple distraction. You are seeking a lifelong sanctuary. It is a profound blessing to possess a heart that loves so deeply and an intuition that sees so clearly. The struggles you face, the fear of initiation, the craving for solitude, the intense vulnerability are merely the walls of a magnificent castle. The right person will not be intimidated by those walls. They will gently learn the language of your soul, respect your quiet courtyard, and hold your trust as their most precious treasure. Hold fast to the belief that the universe has a rhythm, and that somewhere, someone is praying for a heart exactly like yours. Keep your faith strong, embrace your beautiful complexity, and trust that true grace will guide you to where you truly belong. May your journey be filled with quiet peace and enduring love. If this message resonated with your spirit, we warmly invite you to join our community for more reflections on the beautiful depths of the human mind. Until we meet again, walk gently and protect your peace.